Right, that's it. I've got audio working now. Apologies for that. It wasn't meant to be that loud. I will turn the volume just a little bit back up now on the game. So yeah, it's midweek madness. There is a sale on. Go and find lots of stuff. There's tons and tons of stuff on sale. So go and take a look and see how you can fill up your collection. Double matte, Crucible. How are you getting double matte? Is all your audio coming through okay? You're not hearing it twice or anything, are you? I'm not going to complain if you're hearing it twice, because, you know, it's twice of me. You know, what could be wrong? It'll upset Moggy twice as much, which is even better. Oh, yes, I streamed yesterday. I see what you mean, Crucible. Excellent. Okay, right, stream plan. As outlined yesterday, and for those of you that weren't here yesterday, yesterday we started at 5 o'clock. 2 days this week, so tonight and Saturday night, we're going to be running at 10 p.m. 10 p.m, which is why we're starting now. So this time on Saturday, I will be running the BR155. Tonight, I'm going to be running the MP15DC. And then tomorrow, Sam is running the REB 523. And then on Friday, I'm going to be running Riviera line in the 50s. Saturday, as I said, I'm going to be running the BR155 late stream. And then Sam will be running the Tees Valley line on Sunday. Is everyone happy and they understand the schedule? I'll bring this up before we finish the stream. Yes, I think this may even have been posted on social media now. Why are we changing the schedule? Because we've had a bunch of people say that 5 p.m. isn't very convenient. Those people mostly being in America. They're either just getting up or still in school or work or something, whereas this gives them a little bit more time to watch. So it's a trial. We'll see what feedback we get. You know, maybe this is, you know, we'll do a split. We don't want to lose the 5 p.m. slot that everyone's used to, but we also think maybe it's worth trying some other slots and see whether or not that helps people. Okay, right. So that's the plan. Don't forget, 10 p.m. on Wednesday and which is tonight. You're already here. Congratulations. And on Saturday, and that's the stream plan. Okay. Right, should we play some trains in? So it's the MP15DC on a Peninsula corridor today. And typical, my nose literally just starts playing up. And I thought rather than do some normal switching, we would do some of the other services today. It's 2 days out of 7, Grigori. It's not that bad. Okay, where are we going? We're not going backwards. I think we've got to go and couple up, haven't we? Right, let's go to there. To there, to there. No, that one. That one. That one. Nope, we're just going to run as a single unit. Right, put the reverser in, put it forwards. Generator field or switch on. We're doing freight today. On lead. Open that. Let's get our front lights on. Brakes coming off. Excellent. When is new content coming to TSW, Dimitri? When it's done. And not 1 second before. No, I appreciate not everyone's going to make the 10 p.m. streams, but that's why we're not losing the 5 p.m. streams. We're trying to give it a bit of a mix so that everyone gets a look in. There will be no dabbing on this stream, Lucas. There will be no dabbing. Lovely, lovely locomotive. It's a good bit of variety with this one, with switching, with driving. You're sad now, Lucas. I'm sorry about that. You want to see a big Canadian Pacific route in the mountains of British Columbia? Yeah. That would be good. One of my favourite routes in TS1 is the Canadian Mountain Passes by my milepost simulations. Excellent route. So yes, do pass the message on. Do pass the message on to everybody about the 10 o'clock streams. Why isn't me tomorrow for the presentation of the RABE 523? It's not up to me who does the different streams. I've done 2 in a row, so I think Sam's doing the next one. I get a schedule, and I do as I'm told. It's one of the rare times I do as I'm told. Not sure, Dimitri. The last time we saw him, he was under a cupboard somewhere, but I don't actually know what the status of that is, Dimitri. Not a clue. That's it. Now we can speed up a little bit. I'm just going to let the moderators answer questions about why we're doing the stream late tonight, so that I'm not just spending all night answering the same question. And big thank you to the moderators. My answer to when new content is coming doesn't answer well either. You don't know the real answer, or is one of those rebuff ones. It's a rebuff one. If it's not been announced officially, I can't answer that question. Simple as. Right. Straight across there, then we back up to those cars in there. You're buying something tomorrow for the sale, are you, Core Games? Excellent. What are the company's plans on leaving lockdown? Well, there isn't any at the moment, Dimitri. We're going to re-review the situation at the end of July, I think it is. And then they will put it in the... then there'll be the decisions made and plans will be outlined. But at the moment, all we know is that we are work from home. And there'll be a review at the end of July, which just gives everyone a bit of certainty, which is really good, actually. I love American switches, it has to be said. I really like American switches, and the MP15 is really nice. I like the SW 1500. Is another interesting looking one. There's nothing new to our deck. No, of course it doesn't, Dimitri. You just put the M3 out. Got no video on Mixer. What all those 3 people do? Oh, there's nothing I can do about that if you've got no video on Mixer. That means Restream is not working. Right. First back, coupled to the freight cars. Thought I pressed that in the reverse. Clearly I was wrong. Hey there, TeleGB, how's it go? Have we got all the Caltrain stock in TSW? You've got all the predominantly different stock. So you've got F40PH2 Cat, MP36 and the MP15. The other stock that's not there, and there isn't much of it in reality, is things like the F40PH2C and the F40PH2, which really look almost identical to the F40PH2 Cat. There's also some other gallery cars which look almost identical on the outside and not that hugely different on the inside, which are the 2000 versions. They've got a more modern control stand. There's older locos which aren't there, but of the stock which runs now, this is the vast majority of it. Yes. You don't have any junctions on your route, but the map shows them. I'm not sure what you mean, Stoll. That doesn't sound... do you mean TS 2020? Or TSW? Which route is most complete in TSW? In terms of rolling stock, probably this one. Got a full service application on the brakes. Release it. Crawl forwards because they've got a red light at the moment. Wouldn't it be ECW as only the 313 is missing? Possibly, actually, Jack MC. Possibly. TS 2020 have those yellow dots on the map without having any junctions. I don't know what that means. So remember, if you're in an area with... Are the yellow dots signals? It doesn't. It says IND as an independent brake, 55 PSI. Flashing yellow. I would suggest raising a... is that on a DLC route, Stoll, or is it on a third-party route, one that you've downloaded? My favourite British train? Probably the Javelin, the Class 395, out of the modern trains. It's sleek, it's fast, it's really interesting, lovely to look at. And I can ride on them anytime I like because they're local, which is always nice. Rob J, the intention is for this to be a better time for those on the in the States. Got a green light. I would not say no to a pacer, Matt Pierce. No, of course not. Sorry, Stoll, I have no idea at the moment. And route dev is not my speciality at all. Alright, so put on some beans. We've got a little bit of a journey ahead of us, 3.3 miles. Apparently we've got a flat. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. EG11. We're playing trains. Oh dear. Who's got the MP15 already? What do you think of it? What's your favourite type of thing to do with it? Is it sort of more of a pick-up drop-off? Do you like the mainline runs, the additional passenger service it adds with the double header? Or do you like switching? Thelonious, if you find that when you couple the brakes don't come off, uncouple and recouple again. It's one of those really difficult to trace bugs, but it seems to be related to the angle cock simulation, because even though you can't manually adjust the angle cocks, they're actually done internally. And what happens is sometimes when it couples, for some reason, the angle cocks don't release, which means you're literally not releasing the brakes on the freight cars that you've just coupled. Alan Pilgrim, this one was released quite a while back now. There's already 2 northern routes, Patrick. And I think 2 southern routes, so it seems a bit even at the moment. And 1 western route. Jack MC, pleased to announce you've bought all TSW DLC. Wow. Thank you very much. Well, I do hope you're enjoying it. Arsenal fan, you like the double header service, the special train? Yeah, when I was doing some research on things to do for this one, I really loved the idea of that service. And it also seemed like a really interesting option for the switcher to be able to make the service and then break it up again later on. Yeah, this is the switcher. No, the MFD stream is for PTC, which when all the research was done for this route wasn't enabled. The screens were just there but turned off. I gather that since then they have actually enabled the screens now, but certainly when we researched and built the route, the screens weren't in use. You can't drive the 155, Jack? Well, come along 10 o'clock on Saturday, armed with questions, and I'll show you, because I'm driving the 155 on Saturday. No plans to announce at the moment, bad guy. Freight trains will get stuck behind other trains, Crazy Dash. They're not priority on the Peninsula corridor. I'm running slow because we're running in adverse aspects, and I don't remember. Somewhere up here, I think there's a stop. You are most welcome, Sendlock. Glad you're enjoying. You bought all the UK add-ons apart from the Western Class 52. Is there a reason for that, Alan Pilgrim? You're just not interested in the 52? The longest route in TSW on consoles is this. On PCs, it's Sandpatch grade. The difference isn't much. A couple of miles. Under normal circumstances, maybe Noah, but I'm a little shunter running a very heavy train, so it'll be even heavier shortly. Beko Bear, nothing news on the editor, no. There's our red light. Carl Bucks just bought the Trans-Pennine route and the 40 and 08. Oh wow, yeah, they're some of my favourite content. That very, very cool. Glad you're enjoying it. Well, we've got the yellow. Consoles will cope with 100-mile routes, no problem at all, AJ. The Tees Valley 37 doesn't run on Leeds Manchester, no. So you would never have a Rail Freight steel metal sectors class 37/5s running on a 1983 Manchester route. You will occasionally see an MP15 at San Francisco, and there is one service that takes the pair actually up to San Francisco. What I think about the 707s going to Southeastern? Be interesting. I like the idea of getting new trains. Nothing wrong with them as far as I'm aware. I'd rather they went somewhere than went to waste. Hey Jay, you doing the Long Island route and enjoying it? Fantastic, it's good fun, isn't it? Rheinrohr, Osten, Fearmeister, excellent. Yes, I enjoyed that route as well. The TVL is 89, I think. Have I been told I look like Matt Lucas? No, no one has ever said that. Ever, the Pipe Train. It's never been said before. Alright, full power. The fact that I'm running at full power should give you an idea of how heavy the train is behind me. Content creation question. What's the maximum number of unique vehicles that is viable to model for a train? So passengers say 6 or 7 vehicle types. What would impact dev time difficulty? I don't know is the answer to that question. It depends on a number of things. So no, I don't have a good answer for that one, unfortunately. Did I watch the aborted launch of the, I presume you mean SpaceX, and no, I'd already resigned to myself to not being able to watch that because of the stream tonight. F40PH on gallery cars. Transporting from home on Railcam. Yeah, that's a really good site, isn't it, AJ? Saturday I'm streaming, although I think it's about an hour earlier, isn't it? We passed one baby bullet earlier on, Kyle. Got an advanced approach signal coming up, so I'm just letting it coast at the moment. We're following another train, if I remember rightly. You saw that MBTA would tweeted they'd like to be in TSW. Oh, send me a link to that. Do you guys get a lot of requests from companies to be in the game? Not actually. We get a few that come in. Mostly we go and talk to them and say, can you be in our game? Come on, get out of my way. There, we've got green light now. 3 miles. Oh, the trouble with tribbles. Hi, David. Well, no one's ever made that joke before, David. It's a bit like calling me Matt Lucas. No one's ever said that before. It's a whole new idea. Carl, you're a level 112. Wow, well done. Have I ever encountered an MP15 doing a passenger service? I haven't actually driven the route a ton. I don't get as much time as I would like to actually sit back and play the game. It's one of the reasons I like doing these streams, because I get to sit back and play the game. And chat to you, but mostly play the game. No, mostly chat to you. Hey there, TJ. .2 miles to go. Coming up on another adverse aspect. I'm going to do a couple of services. I'm going to basically do both of these. There's 2 services on the northbound maintenance of way train, so I'm going to do both of the 2 services. That should take us our time easily. You're level 106, Duckington. Excellent. I think I'm just over 100 now on this account. Any hints on what's coming next for TSW? Something trainy. .4 miles with pink ears and light swag materials. There's your hint for what's coming next in Trains World. Insider info. You know, you better believe it. Woot! Reward earned. I feel good. I feel good. Do you feel good for me that I got a reward? I should get rewards for driving, even if it's just a participation award. There's my freight cars I'm going to pick up just over there on the right hand side. We've got to go all the way up to the next signal so that we can get cleared back into the siding. Half a mile up the line to get to the signal that lets me back. But we'll be back, never fear. Blah. Blaming chat should be a reward too. I do feel rewarded when I blame chat, to be fair. Oh, Thelonious, can you ping that over to me on Discord? Mr. Easily Confused, how are you doing, sir? We're going downhill. We probably should think about that a bit. It'll be fine, we'll stop. As long as we don't go past the red light, we're good. I'll have to come back to trigger the marker, but send the conductor to hang off the back of the train. There we go, he was fine with that. Squeech! You're on down the mineshaft server, are you, Jack? Excellent. I said hills. Go back the other way, train. Go back the other way, thank you. Dynamite is my Minecraft server, AJ. Because Minecraft be awesome. Oh, hello. Baby bullet. Someone was saying, where's all the baby bullets? There's a baby bullet. So you can see this train, if you're arranged to be here by about 9:43. So find a baby bullet service, heading south, around 9:43-ish. Probably be about an hour before this. We've got our light. Got proceed at restricted speed. And has the dispatcher done his job? Yes, he has. When are we getting more TSW news? It's not that long ago since we put the M3 out. There'll be no more TSW news at the right time. Don't worry. I know, but I got permission to clear that signal, so we're all good. Because I'm backing up to a siding, so the dispatcher needed to clear me into the siding. We need more communication between customer and producer because we're always on edge. I know, it's exciting stuff. That sounds like you did a wheel slip then, Arsenal fan. Go and get our cars. Well, I'm reversing into a siding filled with other vehicles, Jacob Hood, so it would generally be done with some care, I think. This train gets really heavy once we couple these up. Even funnier will be a map character you can choose at the beginning of the game as your driver avatar. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I'd love to get myself in the game at some point. Everyone keeps telling me that's what they want. I'm slightly disturbed about what they want to do with it, though. You guys still adding new content to TSW? Yes, indeedy. We just released the M3 not that long ago. There will be more announcements in the fullness of time. Bit of breakage to stop too much breakage. Look, flashing red, so we can proceed at restricted speed. Let's do a quick movement test. There isn't really a periodic schedule, David. There's a sets of content that we get out, and sometimes that means they come out sooner, and sometimes they come out. Sometimes it'll be like one week, and then another one a couple of weeks later, and sometimes there'll be a bigger gap between them because some projects just take longer to make. Good, all the brakes are released, so we're good to roll. So if when you do that move and you back up, and you find you can't move, it feels like the brakes are on, you need lots of power, you should be able to move this train even if it was rolling, because we're going downhill, even without any throttle on it. So if you can't do that, that means your brakes are off. And all you should do there is just uncouple and recouple the bit that the coupling that just joined, and then see if that helps. Speed back under limit again. Right, 8.6 miles away. What's the biggest challenge of getting info on routes trains? It varies depending on the train, to be honest. With modern ones, it's access to the so the technical specs are difficult. Getting access visuals of the cabs is difficult. Exteriors isn't generally too bad because there's usually a lot of people taking photographs of them, or we can go and take pictures of them. But unless the operators are able to get us access to them, the cabs can be more difficult, because they're not the sort of thing you can generally get access to. And similarly, technical specs, the circuit diagrams of how the motors are wired up and what the brakes do and all the rest of it. So that can be a bit more tricky. Although, we generally manage to get the information in one shape or another. With older trains, there's generally more images of the cab around, there's generally more images, more data about the train. It's trying to find out what it is, and then making sure it's the right one and not some sub-variant that's irrelevant. My favourite electric train would still be the 395 Avon. I have no idea what will happen in various sales megasim. Right, hopefully it'll be a fairly easy run from this point, because that train that was in front of us... Will we ever see a passenger locomotive on the Canadian route? I can't predict the future in that that far, Kishorn. However, there's nothing immediately announced, ready for announcement. No. Ever is a very long time though. Train tutorials with me sitting as a second man seat, shaking head or nodding. That'd be funny. I sit here in judgment of your skills. Or lack thereof. .7 miles for Redwood Junction, which is where we'll be ending this service. The railroads charge dovetailer license fee. Depends on the railroad. There's the plans of Norfolk Southern in TSW. I can't talk about what there might or might not be plans for in the future. I would like to see Norfolk Southern though. They've got a really nice, I like the black, striking black livery. Not only that, because they brought on board Southern, I think they said Virgin, I have no idea why, but because they brought their part of Southern, Norfolk Western and Southern merged to create Norfolk Southern, Southern had high hoods, and I like high hoods. There's just something really utility about high hoods. Hey, Volmic. Wrong Southern though, Fab Diva. Wrong Southern. The Southern I'm talking about never used third rail. David Tribble, if you've got a route that you'd like to see, then I would suggest writing a post into the onto the suggestion forum and outline what's interesting about it. I am interested to find out more about that. That's really interesting. Not sure how high speed it can be on a 14-mile route, but has a company ever just turned down the chance to be in one of the games? Sometimes, if they've got other things on their mind. Railroads are busy. They've got railroads to run. Hey Nifix, how's it going? .9 miles. We're going uphill at the moment. You want the Köln-Aachen Germany route? What do you want to like about that? Have you posted anything on the suggestions, Mateos? Have you heard about the Penn Station access? No? Go on, Kyle. Tell me about the Penn Station access. 3.5 miles from Redwood. Well, depending on what your problem is, Nefex, you may need to raise a support ticket, but try me. Try me. Just tell me what your problem is. Is there a limit to the number of trains in a service mode timetable? Yes and no. That is specifically where the amount of horsepower on your computer comes into play. And it's probably more the number of rail vehicles than it is the number of actual trains. So if all of your trains are 50 cars long, you can have less of them than if all your trains are 2 cars long. Hey there, Ali. How's it going? .7 miles. Oh yes, I heard that Metro North, or the lines are going in for that at the moment, aren't they? When you say bi-level cab car, do you mean these? They don't work with the F40PH. Well, they kind of do, but the brakes have got a weird incompatibility, just like the real ones. I believe it can be made to work, but I don't know what the steps are. Oh, you mean the gallery cars? Yeah, they work. Couple of miles left to go. Right, let's have a look up here. Make sure we're routed correctly. We are. Are all scenarios based off real life? Where possible. Sometimes real life isn't interesting enough, to be blunt. Things like this, for example, are the kinds of operations that an MP15 does, because there's nowhere documented exactly what it does, and to be honest, it probably has a different thing to do every day, and some days it doesn't do anything. So it's kind of looking at the things these kinds of trains do and then creating something like it. Passenger operations, like the Caltrain timetable, is copied from the real Caltrain timetable. Got a 30 limit coming up. Just get a bit more on the old brakey brakes. Well, we're actually coming off the main line here as well, Stoll. A map editor for Xbox. That'd be cool. It'd also be really difficult because obviously you've got limited way of driving the editor. Is there an increase in American viewership? I've got no idea, Volmic. I would probably need to look at the statistics later on, but I am seeing a few different names than normal, which is good. Lots of the same names as well, which is also good. There's 142 in total tour deck at the moment. 128 just went down. So it's probably about 50-50. Ooh, crunchy crunch. Just got smacked in the backside by the wagons. Blue on blue, I like all railways. And I quite like those types of railways just because they're different as well, the Cape Gauge ones. Hey, the Thorgran, how's it going? So we must be going down a hill. Ever been on Dutch trains? No, I haven't, Nils. It's something I would like to fix at some point. Yeah, I mean, for me as well, Jack MC, the 10 PM stream is more convenient than the 5 PM ones. Because I'm busy at 5 PM normally, and I have to stop what I'm doing to do the stream. Whereas the 10 PM one, I'm probably still busy, but it's much easier to put down what I'm doing. Because I shouldn't really be busy. Oh, I know a fair bit about the, I'm familiar with the Dutch stock Nils, and I love the variety, and I love the types of them. It's unique, it's different. See a console stream, Megasim. What would you like to see? Would it look any different to this? I have in the past on my own channel streamed through my PlayStation 4, but my capture card is playing up at the moment, which is not making life particularly easy. Loco brake on. Put it in reverse. Oh, sorry, take it out of gear. Uncouple these vehicles. Right, let's go forwards. That junction is set wrong, and that junction is set wrong. Yeah, everyone at DGG is working from home, Maton. Slower movements and no zooming in. Interesting. No plans to announce on that, Niels. Is it easier to do subway routes than outside routes? Not really, no. They have their own challenges, Limley, because while you haven't got a lot of outside scenery to model, you need to put something in, so you've still got to create tunnel scenery and so forth. And all the lighting's got to be then done carefully, and then the whole thing needs to be light baked, which is hugely time consuming. So it's easy in the ways that other routes are hard, but harder in ways that other routes are easy. Just to make life easy. Right, let's back up this, put it into this side road over here. Well, Frankfurt U-Bahn is its own special breed of complexity, isn't it? We want to do some work to improve the map, definitely, Matten. Right, what do we get? We got a gold. Oh, I'm level 110, look at that. Boom. Ah, I didn't get to level up again. What? Let's just return to free roam, because I think... Yeah, this one's... We're already... Actually, I think 3 minutes or 4 minutes late for starting this service. Right, so we go back out to here, and then we're going to couple up to this road, this set out there. Hey Vitaly, how's it going? Oh yeah, U-Bahn has definitely got more of a tram feel to it, totally. Not aware of any options there, Niels, unfortunately. Oh, I don't know about that, Lorenzo, but I do appreciate it. Right, now we need to change that switch and couple up to those cars. Do you guys watch Let's Plays by more famous YouTubers? When I get time, I watch them by all sorts of people, not just famous people. I like to enjoy and see how people are playing the game, because everyone plays the game differently, and things that might be obvious to me are not obvious to other people, and vice versa. There's things that other people sort of observe that I think, oh, that's clever. Yeah, didn't realise you could look at it that way. So I like to see how people are playing the game. You can see we're rolling. We drive on a hill, which means we are all brakes released, which is good. We have the green light, which is clearing us to go. Let's go. You want a red livery for the Talent 2, Vitaly? Where would you be seeing to run it, Vitaly? Track IR support. Yeah, I know. I miss my track IR as well, Niels. Something I'd like to get in at some point. But it's relatively low priority compared to a list of other things that people are asking for. If I'm brutally honest. And like I said, I wanted it back as well. Green light, we've got the road. Written down carefully, Meta. Written down carefully. There's the green lights. We are heading for South San Fran, 16 miles away. This is only a light one though. Hey there TER, how are you? French railway fan by any chance? Do I know how to make my own route in Train Sim World? Yes, I do. TR, this train operates, it's switching train, so shunting train. So it does freight movements, it does, it moves the passenger carriages around at the seam-off. No, I forgot to increase my bitrate for Mick. Safety first, people. Safety first. Quite why they let me in the cab. Crucible, you digging at my forehead again? We'll get us a bit of a speed. What's really nice about the what the MP15 does on this route is it's so varied, because it can be doing switching in seam-off and moving carriages around, or it can be doing freight runs like this, it can do pickups, drop-offs. One of the services is just a straight run all the way up the line and all the way back down again. for those that just want to drive the train along the route, kick back and enjoy the scenery. And that's a double header, which is good fun. There's a camera too. Stole Brown, this one's got an alerter, but I've not switched it on. What does it? It doesn't even have an alerter, actually, I don't think. Let's have a look. No, this one doesn't even have an alerter. It will have PTC, in reality. Nola, yeah, I like the switches as well. I'm all for more switches. Good evening, Alex. Can you add adjustable head view to the game? Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I know a number of people have asked that. Train boy, you finessed your way onto the stream, no trouble at all. More baby bullet action. What's the best scenario I've played on Train Sim World? There's a number of scenarios that I like, and I play if I fancy doing a scenario. One of them is Dragline on Great Western Express, because it's really interesting. Another is on East Coast Way, Cutting Closures, with all the operations on the Class 66, which is very useful, very, very good fun. So those are two that I definitely enjoy. Niels, I thought I had been answering, sorry. Ask again the one that I missed. I mean, my answers are, yes, that's a cool idea in a lot of cases. I can neither confirm nor deny. But I'm always interested to hear. Cut the power a bit. 67 is fine. Why are there no service with the centre beams? I actually don't know the answer to that question, Mumba. Vitaly, you had a dream last night. You were driving a GP40 on the Sandpatch route. Was very disappointed when you woke up and realised it was a dream. I can imagine. Still got the high ball, 63 miles an hour, 9.2 miles to go. Will there be any steam locomotives in Train Sim World? I hope so, Lorenzo, but there's no plans to announce on that front. You're train spotting at Harrison in the NEC. Nice, Jack. let us know what you see as it comes through. Trainmaster, yes, I remember you. From yesterday. What do you like more, TSW or TS2020? Well, I've enjoyed them both, but I play this more than I play TS2020. But there's things you can't do in this you can in TS, like steam engines, for example. It's a bit of both, Nola. Mostly us contacting them. It's important to remember that railway companies have got things to do. They've got railroads to run. Oh, we're at San Mateo. Can we expect more mastery challenges? I hope so, yes, Michael. That's certainly the intention. I don't think it really affects their PR, to be honest, Nola. Wolfboy, yes, received, understood. Can't announce or anything about whether or when that will happen, but yes, understood and agreed. You're putting me on your iPad. I don't think I did anything to deserve that, Trainball. Yes, this will be the last run, Carl. I was joking, Trainboy, I was joking. Play the game, man. Play the game. We've only got 6 miles to go, so maybe we'll do one more service after this. Let's see unicorn. Oh, does that mean Mixer is working? It wasn't working earlier on at all. Bit of construction work going on over here. Moggy said Mixer was working and so did JP. Ah, sorry. Neil's opening barriers on heavy haul but not on other routes. Nothing really to do with consoles, no. It's because the mechanism used for making the barriers work was found to be grossly inefficient. And so we haven't had the opportunity to come up with a more efficient way of doing it. Which means that at the moment we focus on them being down. But no, the method in heavy haul was not something we wanted to carry forward because it was a major sinkhole for frame rate. How did the mechanism on heavy haul work? So as I understand it, it used a collision volume or an overlap volume and just detected whether or not you were in that volume. And overlap volumes, while one or two is fine, every crossing had multiple, and so you had loads of these things, and they run all the time. Even if they're 20 miles away, they're still using up resources. It's, yeah, on retrospect, it's one of those, why would we even do that? And not only that, that also meant that they were not integrated into the signalling system, which they need to be in a lot of cases, because until the gates are down, you shouldn't get a clear light to go through the crossing. 4.5 miles. Trigger points. It needs to be integrated into the track. It needs to be integrated into the dispatcher, so that the dispatcher lowers the gates and then adjusts the signals accordingly to allow you to go through. It's trying to. The dispatcher tries to model the way they work in real life, and the gates were well, this might work, type deal, and yeah, it did, but it wasn't the right way of doing it, and it was super inefficient. So we got an idea of how to do it. It's just time to actually get in and do the research on it and the development for it. And there's a lot of things to research and develop. Can't have simple logic. If a train goes over the mark, it goes down. So what if you go over the mark, stop and reverse? Yeah, it's... I'd be highly surprised if the signalling and the gates are not linked in some way, Niels. What if the gate fails to go down due to a fault? Nice one, Jack. I'll see you on Saturday for your lesson on the BR155. Don't forget, bring the apple for the teacher, yeah? See you later, Gangster Tears. Three and a half miles, still a way to go yet. Pot of Marmite? Pot of Marmite, you see? That's fight talk, that is. Next time we go up to Mum and Dad's PC, to my Mum and Dad's for railway weekend, I'm going to make you an extra special bacon sandwich. Hey Taylor's Trains, you want to see the Doppler effect? Right, we've got yellow light coming up, or at least a restriction of some sort. Of course, this is a light train, so it's not going to take long to stop. Yeah, that's a 45 or 50 mile an hour signal, so we're good. I've heard Train Boy. That sounds really interesting. I've not seen the message myself, but I did ask Thelonious to CC me a copy so I can have a look. So like all of our junctions are set to head into the yard. Hey there, Wolfman. Doing very well, thank you. Did we just get raided or something? Because the number of viewers has just gone through the roof. Right, how's it going? I am fine, thank you. Right, so we're not too far off our destination now. We're getting slowed down, and then we'll get brought across the tracks over onto the left-hand side, into the sidings. They attract people late at night, they do. The headphones are the highlight. The headphones are why people come. And the trains are why they stay. Got 10 mph limit as we come up to the yard limits. This is South San Francisco. Slow down a little bit. If I had to drive this train on the GP38, oh, probably this one. Nothing against the GP38, but I like this. The MP15s have got standard self-lapping brakes, Cyrus. Does everyone in the chat understand how to use the manually lapped brakes on the F40PH? Wolfman, so these are self-lapping brakes which are like normal. You put them to a place and they go to where you've asked them to go. Manually lap brakes, you've got to make them, it's like a tap, you turn them on and off essentially. Interesting news, I wasn't aware of that. Presumably then it knows how many axles to expect if it's counting axles. Wolfboy, so I'm streaming, well we stream now, but on 5 o'clock on most days, but we're doing 10 PM streams today and Saturday to get feedback from whether people like the different access time. And the idea would be to do some 5 PM and some 10 PM, because 10 PM is not good for everybody. Sorry, 5 PM is not good for everybody. We've got flashing red. Ali, this is the MP15DC. I already checked the points, Trainboy. I will check them once more. Automatic points are good. Manual points are good. Up to the end. Yeah, I checked them ages ago. Wolfman, you just managed to get the hang of the one getting there with the lap brakes. Still capable of making me look an idiot. Yeah, me too, to be fair. What I would say, folks, is if you like the latest stream time and you're on Facebook, jump to one of the Facebook posts about this and on the main page, and make some noise. Let us know. And pass the message around to your social groups as well. Let them know, because I think that maybe a lot of people didn't realise about the 10 PM thing. So let people know, so that maybe Saturday we get a few more people show up. Finally, I just need you to sync the stream schedule with your work calendar. Yeah, sorry about that, Thelonious. Yeah, red signal coming up, Bob. But that's fine. We're running into this siding and then we are done. Boss, I'm going to defer that question to the viewers to answer that question for you. Hey the boss, how's it going? We're now in the siding. We're now officially not the dispatcher's problem unless we overshoot the siding. Yeah, I'll bring up the schedule in a minute, the boss. I announced the schedule yesterday, but I think a lot of people didn't see it. So I will bring up the schedule again. No, there's no keyboard command for Zoom, unfortunately, Wolfboy. It's only on the mouse wheel. Independent brake on, just in case the worst happens. Make sure the loco is secure. That's here, so let's pop the brake off. And we're done. Oh, it's Paul, is it? Okay, the boss. I did wonder, based on what you said. Boom! 111. Let's have a quick look at the services and see whether there's one more just to do that shouldn't take long. Just because I'm enjoying myself, to be honest. I like this switcher. But will be a little bit of cloud, a little bit of wind. Got some medals, look. We've got some medals. We did the rescue failed train. That's quite a long one. Collect some hoppers in San Francisco, get them ready. That's a really short one. Should we do that one? Let's do that one. When you say what is the new DLC, the last one that was released, Bob, was the thingy bob, the M3. And if you haven't seen the special train yet, it's this one here with the double head on it. And 10 coaches. So one of the services, you make the train up by taking 2 trains and joining them together in switches. There's another service where you take it apart and make it back into 2 different ones again. There's a service where you drive this from Seamoth down to San Jose and then run it non-stop, well, a couple of stops up to San Francisco, and another service when you run it deadhead back to Seamoth. The service actually it's run once a year on Martin Luther King Day, and it's a free service that's how train run to get as many people as will help it make it really easy for people to get into San Francisco for the Martin Luther King Jr. celebrations. Right, we are needing to get going, so we'll run up here to there. Going that way. Field generator on. So there is also a service where you run light loco with these 2 locos up from Seamoth to here. This service is going to join the get a cut of wagons and back them in, and then another service will then run them then southbound. We've got the road. It's not a common occurrence in real world, Thelonious. It's not impossible. It's not a common occurrence, but I wanted to allow the opportunity for some different, for some longer journeys as well, for those that want to just drive more with it instead of just doing switching. So we were looking around at other options, and it seemed like coming up here and accessing the sidings over there as well, which are unusual. Is it possible to create scenarios within TSW? Not yet, Steam Trains, no. There's no news on editing tools yet, I'm afraid. Yeah, there is someone hacking the game to make scenarios, yes. That's not easy, though. Good old busy San Fran, just as it should be. Will train announcements be coming to TSW? I hope at some point, but there's no confirmed announcement on that. Is there a possibility of routes being longer? Absolutely, at some point. The challenge with route lengths is how long they take to make. There's a heck of a lot more detail goes into a TSW route compared to other TS1, and it just takes longer to make that route. So at the moment, if you were to take the same amount of time and dilute it across a longer mileage, you just get less detail and less quality. So the challenge is to improve the tools so that we can work smarter and more efficiently, and then we can start mileage. That's the only thing really holding up longer routes. Thanks, JP and Volmic. I don't condone bullying in the slightest, just want to say that. Hey there, UK Trains. that one, change that one, and couple up. It's raining very hard where you are, is it, D. Gaffney? That's no good. Good evening, Dave. Steam change, yeah, I remember you saying you've got it on PC and your PS4, which is awesome. I know several people who've done that, actually. Just because sometimes they like to chill on the PS4 rather than using the PC. UK trains, is this DLC worth it? Well, it's on sale at the moment. The Madness sale is on. I believe it's on sale, part of that. But whether it's worth it, I will let you ask the viewers what they think. I'm clearly going to be a bit biased on that answer. I love it, but I guess you expected me to say that. Crunch. Alright, now we need to whenever I just do a couple up or I reset the brakes or done something, I always try running the train with one notch. Particularly if I'm on level. It should move. 2 notches at the most. If there's anything wrong with the brakes, you won't have enough power to move, which is a good indicator something's wrong. Obviously, if you're on a hill, then you might need more power. But the key is to be gentle, and then if you cut the power and the train slows down rapidly, again, that's another test that you've got too much. You've got brake problems that you need to resolve. Hey, Benny C's, how's it going? It's 15% off at the moment. Is it, Francois, on Steam? Excellent. How many cups of coffee have I had to get me through this? None at all, Patrick. I haven't had coffee in a while. I've got a water cooler and I got it working again, and I've been drinking water. I've been really good. If there's something wrong with the brakes, you just give more power, and suddenly there's nothing wrong with the brakes. The bull in a china shop approach. Rob, that actually happens on some trains already. So if you run the Class 66 on GWE, you can hear the rain hitting the windows. And in fact, Dev behind the scenes, the rain hitting the windows was recorded by someone sitting inside their car while it happened to be tipping down on exactly the right day. One of the audio engineers just went and sat in his car and recorded all the audio from that. Hey, Wolfman. And yourself. Right. Change that one, and then that'll allow us to reverse back into the platform area, ready to head back out again. Benny C's, you've got your Hungarian train engineer license today. Big round of GG's there for Benny C. Well done. Oh, 5 miles per hour, how much I really, really dislike you. Right, we're out of that little yard area. We've got a little bit more speed. Whopping 10 miles an hour. Skydog, will I do a meet and greet? How do you mean? All the points set up for me? Yes, they are. It's a little unconventional to bring the wagons into a platform, but that's why this far end platform was used. And there isn't any other way I can get them back out again, so they've got to come back in here. Good night, David. Oh, hello. Knock the mouse. If you mean actually meeting the team, Skydog, best bet is that when we were able to go and do the shows, we do the National Royal Railway exhibition in Birmingham at the Worley show, and we do the London Alexandra Palace show. But obviously shows are off at the minute. Oh, you mean a video around the office? I don't know. I will mention it to the team and see what the feedback is. There we go. Yeah, a bit of overspeeding. Probably get a silver. Oh, got the gold. Not many points on this one because it's only a little tiny service. When does the return one happen? 15:30 in 6 minutes time. But anyway, let's just have a quick look. I had a request to just look at the services, so we'll do that. What happens to those wagons afterwards? The next service is a run down to not far north of Seamoth. So it's almost a full length line run with those wagons, those freight cars. And you drop them, is it Newell siding, something like that? And then you uncouple from that and bring the 2 switches back into Seamoth. And that completes that service. So that's probably a good hour and a half, hour to hour and a half. That's the next service that follows on from that. So the services on the switcher. So when you buy the switcher pack, you get the services here. So making up the special train out of 2 gallery sets. There's just a little tiny service which repositions the switcher. You've got the 2 northbound ones we did today. There's the return journeys, southbound ones, which follow on. So this is effectively 4 parts of the same thing. There's then a failed train in San Jose that arrives, and you have to deal with that, replacing both ends and then sending it back out again. There's another light loco, the light loco move, which puts the 2 locos up where we just were. Assemble train is the one we just did. Hoppers to Newhall is then bringing those cars back down to the south end of the route. Split special train is then on return of the special train. You then break it back out into 2 gallery sets so that they can then head back into service for what they normally do. In addition to these services, there are then also some additional services on the 2 cats. The 2 cat gets, I think the 900s are the. Yeah, 900. So there's 900 here, which is Seamoff to San Jose Diridan, which I think is the repair train going back out. And then you've got the return journey for the special train to Seamoff, which is the double header run down from San Francisco. And then on the cab car, there's an extra service, which is 901. Which is the northbound special run, which then takes you on the run up to there. So there's, I think, 15 services in total, 11 on the MP15, yeah, 11 on the MP15, and then another 4 between these 2. I can't remember what the third one is, what the other one is, but that's the services that come with it, and so it's a variety of services and types that get added with that pack. So, but yes, that one is on sale now. At the moment, 15% off on Steam, I think it is, and you can get that one on any of the 3 platforms. Right, that's it for this evening. Like I said, do let us know what you think about the later start time happening, and it will not replace the 5 PM. We will be keeping the 5 PM slots, but it's what do you think about us also doing some 10 PM streams? Is that better for you? And we can take that feedback on. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to do the schedule next, actually. So this is the schedule. So we've just done a Wednesday stream. Tomorrow you've got Sam at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. No, 5 one day, 10 another day, Crucible. So you've got Sam tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Okay, is everyone listening? 5 o'clock tomorrow. Come and show Sam some love. He's going to be running the RB 523. And then you've got myself. I'm back again at 5 o'clock on Friday. I'll be running Riviera Line in the 50s. No Volmic. And then Saturday, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on Saturday, BR155. And then on Sunday, it's 5 o'clock again with Sam on the Tees Valley Line. So make a note of the times. I believe this has been posted on social media at this point. Pin it up on your wall, but remember it's 5 o'clock for the next 2 days, and then 10 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, so at this point the only thing you have to remember is 5 o'clock unless Saturday. That's what's coming up. I'm going to leave you with a video for the Midweek Madness sale. I will turn the volume down a little bit this time, otherwise than that, come and join Sam tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Show him some love. Thanks very much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.